And that's Quenton DeCosey who joins us right now. Q, good to
sir.
see you, and how are you?
Good to see you too.
So I know we were joking about it a little bit before you came on in here, but I was watching a YouTube video the other day from a Temple update package of you playing Pig against Rocco DeSangro, who also works for this station. When Larry Doc comes to you and say, hey, there's a kid that wants to play you in Pig, he's a reporter, you have to laugh, right?
Yeah, definitely. When he first asked me, I just laughed. I didn't think he was serious then. I saw Rocco standing there, so I was like, all right, we could do it.
Right, and he's like a puny 5'8", 5'9" kid, has no hops whatsoever.
Right.
And the third shot you took, you decided to dunk. That's what I love about Quenton DeCosey. There was no mercy there. You were saying, hey, I'm better than you. I'm gonna dunk. You can't match it.
Yeah, definitely. I knew he didn't have a chance of dunking it, so I thought, why not? He got up a little bit though. He had on the LeBrons that day, so he had a great attempt, but he couldn't get this.
He would need something more than LeBron's to beat you in a game of Pig. But I will say, because I play a little bit of basketball, you know, I'm not really that good, but I play in a men's league, and they bring me in, and I'm one of those guys that just grabs rebounds and throws some dirty elbows and screens. Okay. My jump shot isn't that good, but one thing I'll never do before I play is go and lift weights, because then my muscles get all tight. Okay. And then you know what it is like. And then my atrocious jump shot just becomes really, really bad. So I will ask you this. Could you have lifted weights before you played Rocco and still beat him in a game of Pig?
Definitely. Actually, I had just finished lifting.
No way.
Right? Yeah, we just finished working out with our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Rich. We got in a good lift, and I had just finished lifting. We played that game of Pig, so it was fun though.
That's great. So Rocco couldn't even beat you when you had to go bench press and do all that stuff. As Quenton DeCosey joins us right now in studio. So everyone was hyped about the Villanova game. #1 team in the country, but it's more than that because of the Big Five rivalry. And you guys did not play well the other night on Wednesday. How long as a competitor that you are does it take to get over that loss to Villanova?
Just one day. The next day we had off just to think about the game and think about what we could have done better individually and as a team. So now today we have practice and we get right back to work. We can't focus on that loss versus Villanova. We got 2 huge games coming up on the road, and we just got to prepare for that.
And you know this team is so streaky from behind the arc. Even that UConn game, you guys looked like you were dead, and then the next thing you know, Dingle hits a 3. You have an incredible drive. You hit some threes as well, and then you're winning the game by 4 points. And if you guys wanted to beat Villanova, you need to get going from 3, and you just didn't. And they didn't really create that much separation for you guys. What made that matchup against Villanova from behind the arc so tough?
They just do a really good job of running you off the 3-point line, making you make plays in the lane. They really pack it in really well. They communicate very well on defense. They were one of the best defensive teams we played all year. So they did a great job of not letting our shooters get decent looks, and as a result, we weren't able to hit many threes.
I was talking to Obi after the game, and Obi said we really need to just get more aggressive and drive when we started not to be able to hit those 3-point shots. And he said that happens. Some guys, they have off nights. Why were you guys not able to, when the threes weren't going in, to aggressively drive and then try to find an alternative way to score?
I think they set their center Oshefu in the middle of the lane, and he changes a lot of shots. So I think he made us think twice about going in there, and he like I said, he just changed a lot of shots, and we do gotta try to get in the lane and make plays and kick out for other people to get open shots, but he really changed the game inside. So.
I remember when you were a freshman and you guys lost to Duke, but that was a big game for you because it was played at the Izod Center, you being a New Jersey kid, and you're even smiling right now just thinking about that because you had a really big game. And that's when people finally started to understand, hey, this kid Quenton DeCosey is going to be a pretty darn good player. Looking at the other night, this game was a big game for Jalen Brunson. Dad went to Temple. I know he's from Illinois, but he knows Philadelphia very well. He was at John Chaney's camps when he was a kid. Brunson had a sensational game the other night. What did you see out of him?
Like you said, whenever you come back home where you have a lot of family or whatever the case may be, you definitely always want to play well. And he did a great job of showing up. He hit a lot of open shots, and he played very well for them, very big for them. I think he had like 25 points. So that was he really competed out there, and as a freshman, um, that says a lot. So.
Q joins us right now in studio. Big road trip for you guys this week at Houston, at Tulsa. It reminds me a lot last year about the at SMU game where you guys lost, and then at Tulsa. What did you learn from last year that may help you this time around? Because you lost those two games last year, and maybe if you won one of those games, you would have been in the NCAA tournament.
Just that we gotta compete extra hard, being that we're on the road against two good teams. Tulsa just beat Cincinnati, I think, yesterday, and Houston blew us out the first time, so we definitely got to come out there with a chip on our shoulder and just try to compete extra hard and play together.
You know, Coach is always intense, and he always likes to pay those close attention to all the details on the court and really stress his defense. What was he like the other day when you guys were practicing? You come off that loss to Villanova, and now you're waiting to prepare for a Houston team, which you guys did struggle with earlier this year.
He's the same. We just got to do a better job on defense. I'm sure today we'll watch a lot of film of the Villanova game, see where we can improve at, and just going forward, try not to make those mistakes against these two teams we have coming up this weekend.
To you, what do you think went wrong that first time when you guys played Houston? Because they came into the Liacouras Center and they ran you out of the gym that day when they came in here.
I just think we weren't as prepared as we needed to be. I think we had just came off a good win, and we just thought we were gonna win the game without putting much effort. And Houston showed us quickly and early that it wasn't gonna be that way. So this weekend, playing Houston, we got to come out from the start aggressive and looking to win the game right away.
And if you put up like 20, 22 points, that would probably also help the team as well. You've been a consistent player for this team, and that's something I think you really worked on, is to be that consistent player, because in the other years you were a bit inconsistent, but this year you've been consistently getting in those double figures. What is the biggest difference from Quenton DeCosey in those other 3 years to now that you're being that more consistent player?
Just confidence. My confidence is at another level right now. It's through the roof, and I feel like every time I step on the floor, I'm the best player. So, like I said, just confidence. And I really prided myself this year just being consistent every game, being the same guy every game. So
I'm recovering from a little bit of a lost voice because that UConn game, I was announcing it, and there wasn't much to really talk about until those final 5 minutes. And
right.
It was just something unbelievable to watch, and I was going nuts, screaming, and all that stuff doing the call on this station. But that one drive you had, the M1 that made Sports Center, how'd you make that shot? Because I've watched that play 15 times, and I have no explanation.
Yeah, I don't have an explanation either. I just kind of threw that one up. I felt the contact, and I just said, let me just throw it up, try to get something on the rim. And luckily for our team and myself, it went in the basket, and I was able to complete a three-point play, which really helped us win the game.
I don't know how much you pay attention to what's like written about you or talked about, but I know probably just being as a kid that's your age as well, everyone watches Sports Center. When you're
definitely
on Sports Center as the number 9 play, I believe it was, just what emotions is that when you get up and turn on the TV and then boom, you're on Sports Center?
It was. I was very happy. People were texting me and telling me I was on Sports Center top 10. But I just also just wanted to just take it in stride and just remain humble. And it wasn't the first time I made top 10, so I wasn't like.
You're like, I've been there before. I've done that. Like, this is getting old for me now.
Right, yeah. So I'm just, I was just happy that we got the win.
Yeah, and that's what makes it great because, you know, last year every win counts. And I thought you guys should have went to the NCAA tournament last year. I still don't understand the whole eye test thing by Scott Barnes. I thought that was a weak excuse by him. But just how much does that motivate you, knowing how close you got last year to say, hey, we really got to pick it up these last few games to leave no doubt?
It motivated everybody who was returning after we didn't hear our name called and going into the preseason. That was one of the main goals, to get back to the tournament, and a big motivation for me just to try to lead our team back to the NCAA tournament. And I think we're in a great position right now. We just got to keep trying to win games.
Quenton DeCosey joins us right now. A few more questions as we're wrapping up with the Temple senior leader. Karl Anthony Towns, you know him very well. You played a year of high school ball with him. When you were a senior, he was a freshman. When you first met Karl Anthony Towns, because now he's averaging 17 points in the NBA and pulling in like 10 rebounds a night. He's a beast. You saw what he did last year, almost going undefeated in his freshman year at Kentucky. Take me back, though, to the first time you met Karl Anthony Towns and what was going through your head when you saw him play.
The first time I met him, he was taking a visit to our high school, and I was like, this guy is really extremely tall. He was like 7 foot at the time, 18 shoe. So I was like, wow, he's really big and goofy looking. But the year we played together, I could see then he was going to be a very special player. He could hit the outside shot like a guard, and he also could bang down low, so I knew he was going to be a special player. So I'm happy for what he's doing right now.
I just can't imagine going up against him in high school. Was there? What was that practice? If you take a look at practice, how did you guys defend him in practice?
It was difficult because he's a great player. Like I said, he can pretty much do it all. But he's a competitor, and whenever I guarded him, we competed, and we're both great competitors. So I think we made each other better in that year that we played together. It was great playing with him.
He's a man in high school playing amongst boys, really, if you think about it.
Definitely.
What was the best performance you see him play in high school where he just embarrassed another team?
When I played with him,
yeah.
I would say our last game of the season. You could tell, like you said, he was just a man amongst boys. He was just dunking everything, hitting threes, just doing everything. You could tell he was just different. So, yeah, that's it.
Do you still talk to him now or no?
We keep in touch a little bit. I talk to him every now and then. I'm sure he's really busy trying to get adjusted to the NBA lifestyle, but we talk every now and then.
Now, before we let you run, and we asked this question to Will, we asked this question to Khalif when they were seniors, and it's always one that I like to end in. When you're a senior player, you know it. You either start to play your best and give it back to your university, or you start thinking and getting distracted about what's going to come with life after college. It's evident to me that you picked the first part and you're giving everything back this year. But for this season to end in a success for Quenton DeCosey, what does this Temple team have to accomplish in your mind?
Like we talked about, just getting back to the NCAA tournament. That's the main goal that I have and our team has, just to get back to the tournament and try to make a run. You never know what can happen in the tournament, so just to get back there would be a blessing.
Well, great to see you, Q. Thanks for coming in, and do us all a favor so we don't have to sweat that much over these next 2 games. Go on out there and get 2 W's. We're not asking for much. Just go get the 2 wins, all right?
Got you, definitely.
There's Quenton DeCosey joining us in the WHIP studios. What we'll do right now is we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, Tom Hanslin has a WHIP Sports Update.